So, hello guys, welcome to day 4 of Advent of Code. Today I don't really have a lot of time, so this is gonna be more of a speed run, at least I hope so. I looked at today's challenge beforehand, so I know, or I have an idea of what to do, but let's read it together first. So, day 4, series search. Looks like the chief's not here. Next. One of the historians pulls out a device and pushes the only button on it. After a brief flash, he recognized the interiors of the Sirius monitoring station, which is something from an old uh, Advent of Code challenge. As the search for the chief continues, a small elf who lives on the station tugs on your shirt. She'd like to know if you could help her with her word search, which is our puzzle input. She only has to find one word, Xmas. This word search allows words to be horizontal, vertical, diagonal, written backwards, or even overlapping other words. It's a little unusual though, as you don't merely need to find one instance of Xmas, you need to find all of them. Here are a few ways Xmas might appear where irrelevant characters have been replaced with a dot. So here's an example, and the actual word search will look like that. And here is the simplified version, where irrelevant characters are replaced by dots. And yeah, we have to find out how many times does Xmas appear. So this shouldn't be that hard. You just have a 2D grid of characters or a list of strings. You go through each character and you test if it's basically Xmas in any direction. So I think we can begin. I already did the reading of the input, so I just have to write a basic for loop. But before we do that, let's write a function check, um, which will check if the word Xmas appears in any direction. All right, so we're gonna receive the grid, which is going to be a list of strings, and then we're gonna receive an I, an int, and j, which is gonna also be an int. And now what do we have to do? We have to check left, right, up, down, and all four diagonals. But first, we have to check if uh, this is just gonna be a preemptive check actually. If grid of I and j does not equal an x, and also this returns a bool, we're just gonna return false, so we can take care of this case. And we can get rid of the parentheses. And now the real stuff. Or maybe we actually need to return an end because it can go in more directions. So, let's call it Xmas count. We're gonna check right, check left, check down, and check diagonals. So let's check right first. So Xmas is 3 characters long. So if j plus 3 is less than length of this might not be the best, but let's go with it. Uh, and now we check. J to j plus 3 equals xmas. We increase the xmas count. Now we check left. If j minus 3 is more than or equal to 0. Oh shit. To j plus 1, I guess. So this is gonna be smacks. I'm thinking if for up we can do something a bit smarter than just checking indexes one by one. Maybe we could, but I don't have a lot of time. Minus 3. Instead of 3, it might have to be 4. I'm just gonna go with 3 for now and see what happens. It's gonna stay the same. So I minus 1, and then I'm just gonna copy this. Do it like that. Minus 1, minus 3. Xmas, yeah. See. And now we just increase the Xmas count again. Oh my god. And now we do basically the same thing, but we do the plus. less than, this is going to be n, and then we just put pluses in here. Okay, now we do the diagonals, which are a bit more tricky, but not really. We just need to make a bit more checks. So let's do the easy one first. Let's do the plus. If this is less than n, and j plus 3 is less than n, we basically do the same thing like we did here. The only difference is going to be, we're going to put plus 1 here, plus 2 here, and plus 3 here as well. Like that. And we increase the Xmas count. Now we basically do the same thing. But we have to check. What do we have to check? If, let's say, for example, j, yeah, minus 3 is bigger or equal to 0. And then we're just going to put minuses here. Oopsie, what did I do? Minus 2. And minus 3, right? And now we do the same thing, but we put a minus here and greater or equal to 0, and a minus here, minus here, and also here, right? And then the last one, we do minus 3 equal or more than 0, and minus 3 equal or more than 0. Then we just put minuses everywhere. Let's try some wimming, right? So I need to go to the right by, I don't know how many. So I do 10 and right. Okay, and another 10 and right. And I basically arrived at the right spot actually. So now I do insert. Okay. So let's say 6. 6 and right. Insert, delete, minus. And what did I do? And we put 6 and right. Alright. We did some wimming today. And we return the Xmas count. Now I only have to find out if this plus 3 is correct. So like 1, 2. I think I need to put 4 here actually. Because I have plus 1 here. I'm not sure. We're gonna see. So now we have to loop through. Oh, 4. We need an underscore line in range of grid. And then we just we need xmas count set to 0, and then we put xmas count plus equals check, and we're testing for the grid at position, and I already bamboozled myself. Or we have to do it like that. And then for j underscore in range of well, we could do a line and do a line here, or maybe row would be a bit better. Row, and we move this here, so we put in the grid I and j, and then we print line the xmas count. So let's see, 16, that doesn't sound right actually. Right, so we missed one. That's interesting. It should be 18. So we have a problem here. What did we miss? Minus, 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 plus, plus, minus, plus, 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 minus, minus, plus, minus, minus. This seems fine. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. I'm guessing it's this. So I'm guessing if I remove this, nothing major would change. Oh, it does. So let's do it the long way, I guess. So I stays the same, and we increase the j. Like that. Oh shit. So now here is the same, I just have to put minuses. Like that. Like that. And now we got 18. I knew it was a problem with Go substrings. Now we put in my input, And we get a much bigger number. Let's see. So yeah, that's correct. We got 1 gold star. Now we continue to part 2. I hope it's not too complex. So the elf looks quizzically at you. Did you misunderstand the assignment? Looking for the instructions, you flip over the word search to find out that it isn't actually an Xmas puzzle, it's an X minus max puzzle, in which you're supposed to find 2 Xmas in the shape of an X. One way to achieve that is like this. What? Irrelevant characters can be replaced with blah blah blah. I don't think I completely understand. But okay. So that's one way to achieve it. Oh, so it's okay, I think I understand. So A is always in the middle, and then you got an M and an S, and an M and an S. That actually sounds way easier than the previous assignment. I mean, part 1. So I think we should just write this from scratch. Like we can copy this. But we're gonna change it a little bit in a moment. Now let's do check 2, and we're gonna do xmas count 2 equal to 0, and xmas count 1 and xmas count 2 plus equals check 2 grid ij. Xmas count 1 and xmas count 2. All right. Let's go. So we have to look for an A. Upper left side should be an A or an S, and the right side should be the opposite. Right? So one thing we can do is if I is less than 1 or j is less than 1 or I plus 1 is more than or equal to n, or j plus 1 is more than or equal to n, we can also return 0 because we can check the diagonals that way. And now we can just check if grid I minus 1 and j minus 1 equals m or s, so m, and grid I plus 1 and j plus 1 equals s, right? So let's put this in parentheses just to make it a bit clearer. Or basically the same thing but reversed. I hope I understand the problem correctly. If I don't, I'm screwed. This, but basically reversed. Right? If that is true, and basically the same thing, let's copy this. We'll copy and paste like that. And now if that holds true, we increase the expense count. I mean, it's always one, so it's a bit redundant, but for the sake of consistency. It's here. Put here and a minus here. Oh, let's put a plus. Oh shit. Oh, it's fine now. We can just put a plus here and minus here, right? And then the MS or SM. Hope I'm correct on this one. 9. Yeah, the test case is working. So let's just put in my input and input. And we got a bit less than before, which is good. Let's see if it's correct. And yeah, that's the right answer. We are 1 gold star closer to finding the chief historian. So I've been streaming for what, 27 minutes and a half, and we've completed day 4, which I think is pretty good. So we've got 8 stars so far. Looking forward to the next challenges. Before I go, let me just write some thoughts. They easy got it almost first try. All right. So yeah, overall it was pretty easy. I got it almost first try. I didn't do it first try because I wanted to use some fancy slicing and so on, which didn't work out, so I reverted back to good old indexing. So yeah, and as I wrote, part 2 seemed easier than part 1, but that might be just because it's less verbose, so it's just basically these two conditions, while part 1 takes a lot more checking, right? So it's a lot more verbose. But yeah, I guess technically this is easier or more straightforward, but this one is shorter and yeah, you write it more quickly. So yeah, the only thing left to do is to just push this thing. Day 4, hit push. And this is it for today. I'm so happy that we made it in half an hour. Yeah, it's Right now it's half an hour or a bit more now. But yeah, I was scared that it's gonna take a lot more time because I don't have a lot of time today. It's pretty late. So yeah, that's it. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.